Hello, hello, hello. You are tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's second topic, we're actually going to discuss the one player that's injured that nobody seems to care about. And that player's name is Patrick Ricard. Now, look, I already told people how I feel. I do not wish injury on any player. I know the importance of health when it comes to us players. It's very difficult for the players to be able to play and make money. Now, as it goes with Patrick Ricard and the Baltimore Ravens, he might be probably one of the most hated players on this team. Now, look, the Ravens do have Ben Mason. They signed him to a 4-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. $3.9 million deal for 4 years and such. But I brought it up to say this because Todd Monken, the last 2 years in Georgia, was not heavy on using the traditional fullback. It's not the way he ran. You would see more tight ends in that role. Because of the injury to Patrick Ricard, do we get Ricard off the books after this season? Because, look, this is what I'm getting at. Like, there's no way we keep two fullbacks making $1 million or $2 million a year each on the roster. That's just not good football building. Yo, you feel what I'm trying to say? So I was wondering to myself, I'm like, yo, so if Patrick Ricard comes back, do we cut Ben Mason? But we can't because they said he's going to start the year off in the PUP list. The PUP list, yes. So I was thinking about, I'm like, yo, like, what are we invested in? So what I'm going to do is look at this. I'm going to show you the Patrick Ricard contract. And Patrick Ricard signed a 3-year, $11 million contract. Okay? So in 2023, he'll earn a base salary of $2.7 million while carrying a cap hit of $4 million. And he will not even play the full year. I don't see us keeping Patrick Ricard after this year if the cheaper option is Ben Mason. And if also Monken style is using the tight ends in that position. And the reason why I'm bringing it up, because I know a lot of Raven fans would probably be happy about it. Like when you talk about Patrick Ricard, for most Raven fans, it's like synonymous about talking about Greg Roman. Like, yo, people be like, Greg Roman, Patrick Ricard, they're brothers. We're brothers. We're happy and we're singing and we're not colored. Give me a high five. Yo, the Wayans brothers was fire back in the day. But no, seriously. Like, I was going over this and I was thinking about it. I'm like, yo, are we going to cut him? He's going to start the year off hurt. So he's never going to be back to his full potential anyways, right? Do you guys feel like more comfortable running with Ben Mason? Or do you feel like just running with the tight end? But usually a team that runs like we do, especially when it comes down to running up the clock, we keep a fullback on hand. It's just the way we do. But do we move off of Ricard? I think we do. I think this is the last year in Baltimore we see Ricard. Like I said, he signed a 3-year deal. I don't think on God's green earth we would sign that man. I do not. Listen, man, there's no way. There is no way. Yo, there is no way we would sign that man. I don't think we do. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think we do. I think this is the last year for him. And I think he'll move on to greener pastures. And they might just go forward with Ben Mason, who will be a cheaper option. But the reason I brought it up is because he's so hated, right? Most Raven fans hate him. And look, I'm not against anybody disliking a player. I just rather, the players make their money and keep it moving, For this offense, I don't think he'll help out much. Because here's my thing. Ricard, what we've seen, is not good. He's not like the previous fullback we used to have that the 49ers ended up taking from us. He is not They thought he was. They treated him like he was. They were even treating him like he was a tight end for sometimes. Like, oh yeah, we get him out in space and run him. He's not that guy. He's just not. He's a guy that you put at the fullback position because he just wasn't cutting it on the D line. But he was huge. Pause. You know what I mean? So I was looking at that and I'm like, yo, yeah, you know what I mean? It makes sense. You know, you have to make best of what you do. So I guess the versatility, they were like, oh, well, if we need somebody truly on the D line, we can use him. But he's big. He can run. He likes to run people over. Put him as a fullback. You know what I mean? But we're not going to have that dude for much longer at all. There's no way. Guys, I'm looking at these stats. There's no way. And I know most people will be happy about it. They will. I was even looking it up. He doesn't want to use a lot of heavy personnel. But it's all about adapting, right? He knows one of the Ravens' strengths of running the ball. So of course he's going to say, well, there's going to be times when we have to run the ball. But he's not going to run it predominantly or as much as a Greg Roman. And the style in which he runs it is different. Greg Roman's running out of power and stuff like that. Fullback, I think we passed the usage for a fullback on the field by like more than 20% more than any other team in the NFL last year. That's a lot. A lot. So, you know, I'm looking at this saying, okay, we're going to make the transition of moving away from a lot of the fullbacks. But who replaces him? You get where I'm coming from? Like, does he run a two-back system just running Gus as maybe a fullback? Does he run likely as a fullback? Or does he just stay with the traditional like Ben Mason and say he'll take over the role? Because I don't think we really see Patrick Ricard for the rest of the year. I don't think so. If he starts the year off on the pup list, they're going to want to have a fullback at least to run out the clock with Gus. That's been a staple in Baltimore's offense for years, and I don't think they're going to change much even under Monken. But tell me what you think down in the comments section. What do you think about us finally moving off of Patrick Ricard? Do you think it's past due? Are you guys happy about it? Do you guys see us moving forward with Ben Mason? Or do you see us moving forward with a tight end in that position now that we have Todd Monken as the offensive coordinator? But once again, it's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Thank y'all for watching. Y'all can hear it. My voice is so strained. But you know I'm going to give you this content one way or the other. Please do remember, like, subscribe to the notification bell. Leave a comment. Love the comments. Just be respectful when you do. I know we're going to disagree sometimes. But just like I said, the respectfulness, please have that. And if you would like to donate to this channel to help it grow, it helps so much, you know, for the platform. At the bottom of the screen is a QR code to a Cash App. The Cash App's how we do the donations. You can find the description of every video that we do. And the name of it is $The_Wunderkind_Show. Also available is the Patreon. You want behind the scenes access, extra stuff with me. That's how you do it. Sweepstakes, question from subscribers, fantasy football, all of that you will have at your disposal as a patron for the Patreon. So go out there and get extra access, okay? But once again, that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. The show's Nitro signing off, and as always, you guys know my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yeah!